Hello, all my crafting friends. I'm Lisa Fulford, your creative coach. And if this is your first time joining me, I want to welcome you to my studio where I create all things crafty. And I hope you'll stay a while and please let me know where you are joining from. And if you're a returning viewer, I want to welcome you back and thank you for joining me again for another Technique Tuesday. And I hope you'll stay a while and see what cute Christmas card that I have to offer today. But it has a fun technique to go along with this. So let's get started with that card. I have some glitter that I'm going to have some fun with, and this is just some of the iridescent type glitter, and it shows your image through this. So I've got that ready, and then I have my bits and pieces here. And so let's grab those real quick. Right here they are. Didn't think those looked like the right bits and pieces. So I don't have one to show you. I've made one, and then I can show you one that's similar. There's this one. But I am going to do it just a little bit different than I did for this. So this is kind of what we're making. I made this card several years ago, and so I am going to recreate it, but with more of our up-to-date products. Trying to get that out there. All right, so I have a piece of thick basic white, and it is an 8.5 by 11 that has been cut down to 8.5 by 5.5 and has been scored at 4.25. And I'm going to crease this. Making sure that I don't get my elbow in the ink. I'll move that out of the way. I'm going to crease this with my bone folder. Okay, and then I have this is our, oh my goodness, Pretty Peacock. I could not remember the name of it. And this is 4 inches by 5.25. And then I have a piece of our basic white that is 3.75 by 5. And then I just have another piece here that is a little bit longer than 5, but I'm going to use that for our snow hill. And then I have a piece die cut out. And I can't remember what set this came out of, but it's just a little piece here. And then I also have another piece of Pretty Peacock to do the background piece from that. And then our adhesive sheets, and this is probably just a sheet that that I've had in the past, and we still have the adhesive sheets. I don't think they say the Sizzix on there, but any adhesive sheet that you have, and we sell them in our catalog now. Oh, and off to my phone I'll put. But anyway, we sell them in the catalog, and I've cut this a little bit larger than the white piece, and then I just have a piece of copy paper here. I'll grab my phone off the floor. I'm so sorry. There we go. It's charging, and so it's connected to the computer, and I didn't want it to cause me issues. All right, so to get started, I'm going to take, well, I'm going to do my stamping first. So I'm going to bring in my tree, and this is the one where you do the masking. And so I'm going to have the smaller tree, the larger tree, and then I also have my masks right here. And I did several of those, so I'm going to lay those out and put this over here off to the side so I don't have so much out. And I'm going to stamp the larger to the left and the smaller to the right. And then I am going to put the masking over the top of those. So I have some inks here. I have that pretty peacock. And I'm going to ink up this large tree. This is a fun technique to have some really cute things to add to your card. So I'll press that in and lift. So it just gives you a little bit of coloring. Doesn't fill it in, but when we do the masking, that will do that. All right, so we'll do this one. I'm going to kind of come down with that one. Put that like that. Okay, so these two stamps are I'll get those off my where I don't get my hand in this. So I have this ink on a block, so I don't have to take it directly from my ink pad. I can serve ink that way. But before we do that, I want to add in some other things. And on this one here, this was lovely as a tree, I do believe, that I used in the background. But I don't have that anymore. And so I'm going to use, these are the sprigs that you put flowers on. They can go this way, they can go the other way. And these are, I think, from that lavender, possibly. Just going to add some bits in. Turn this around. A lot of that's going to be covered up. Maybe you got too dark of a brown, but so just a few things. And it doesn't look very good now, but I'm hoping when we add the other bits and pieces to it, it will look a lot better. So I'm going to come in, this is A, and I'm going to grab a piece of mint tape, tape that down. Oh, I almost did it where I could just leave the mask there. So I'm going to line this up the best that I can. I don't think I'm going to mark it. I think we'll be able to do it with that. All right, so I'm going to pick up some of this ink. It's been sitting out a while, so it's probably gooey. I'm going to hold this down, and then I'm going to do the correct side. Let me look. Oh, yeah, I am. Okay. It just didn't seem like it was. Okay, and then I'm going to just start adding this ink. So I have the stamped image, but now I'm adding depth. Okay. Pick that up. I'm going to follow along over here and fill that in. Oops. Good thing I noticed that I knocked that out of the way. All right, so I'm just going to start adding that in there. Oops. Okay. I'll pick that up and move it. Set it off to the side. Then I'm going to grab this one. Just going to try to line it up the best that I can. What I've got. Pick up that ink again. Just start filling it in again. Sorry if I'm shaking the camera. Kind of hard to do this without doing that. Okay. So there's what that tree looks like. And I'm going to cover this one. We'll do this one as well. Kind of like that. And, you know, I guess you can mess them up, but not really. At least not for this technique, I don't think. Okay. Look how much depth that these have now. And then you can also just kind of go over to make it where they're not so stark white, where the trees are kind of at. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I'm going to close up these inks. Now, it still doesn't really look like much, and I understand that. Oh man, where am I going to put this where I don't get it everywhere? I like to put it on the block so that it's easier to pick up instead of off the pad. But I'll just wrap that up so I don't get it everywhere. At least I hope I don't. All right, so I'll peel this off. And then I'm going to kind of look at this, and I want to peel towards me. Like a little snowbank. I'm just trying to peel some of it back. You just keep working with it till you get it the way you kind of want it. That doesn't look too bad. And if you want, you can have like a double bank. of snow. All right. So I've peeled that until I've made it. I don't know if you can see it, where I'm going to put this one down. Go ahead and glue it down. Whoops. Kind of made a mess of things. I'm just following the bottom edge and that right edge. I'm going to trim off the left. I promise you, it's going to turn into something really pretty. Now, I just wanted a little bit there because it's going to peek through. So when I put this down, you see differences. So I'm going to add some glue to the back of this. And I'm not going to go clear to the end because I know I'm going to trim that off. Put that down and follow that right edge and this left edge again, or the bottom edge. I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to trim this away because I have this little bit. And the reason why I did that is I wanted to be able to go one direction or the other if I needed to. This other is trash. And that was just a scrap piece of basic white. All right, so there we go. I'm going to take this piece of the adhesive sheet and I want to peel very slowly. And this is bigger than what my image cardstock is. This is trash. This has the sticky on it, and you can see where it's came up a little bit. So I want to make certain that's off the page. So I'm going to grab this gently. I'm going to cover this whole thing. I want to make certain that this is farther to the right because I want it to be off the page because I don't want that where there's no sticky to. I'm just going to cover this up and burnish that onto my card front. Because I have multiple layers here, I'm trying to make certain I get it on that heel and everything else. Okay. My hands are a little sticky from that. Now I'm going to start peeling slowly. I want the glue to stay on my card front. I'm breaking those little fibers so that as I'm peeling, the fibers are staying behind. You just go really slow. If you go too fast, you peel all the sticky off and then it doesn't do you any good. Okay. And then you want to gently take out your card base. Just get the edges. Fold this over. Get it out of the way. This is where the magic happens on it. So I'm going to sit it back down right here on a clean sheet of paper, and I'm going to take the glitter. I'm going to just start sprinkling this on here. I'm going to cover the whole thing. Like I said, this is any kind of glitter that's like iridescent. I was going to press it in, but I don't know that I want to get that much all over me. Turn it over. Along my edges. I suggest having a lint roller nearby. Okay, we'll set that right there for now. Scoop this back in here. I mean, your glitter will go a long way. Okay. I'll flip this back over and press it in. But then I want to knock as much of that loose glitter off. And I can rub on that and not necessarily going to come off. Okay. Okay, so here's my counter, and it's all shimmery from all the glitter. And that's okay, because I have a lint roller. And it picks up most of it, not all of it. I will find glitter for days, but that's all right. Okay, so that's most of it. Now I want to bring in that pretty peacock again. And this is the piece on Earth that's in the Shepherd's Care stamp set, I believe. Whew, got all my nails. And then I'm going to ink this up in the pretty peacock gently, because I don't want to get a halo. And then I want to stamp it on this tag, this little shape. Peace on Earth. Now it's time to put our card together. So the biggest part is getting the sticky on there, and then putting the glitter on. Here's my card. So now we're going to glue this together. And I will guarantee you, whoever receives this card from you will get glitter on them. Because it's not like our glimmer paper. This does come loose, but it gives the edges almost that snowy look too. I'll flip this over. All right. And we're going to add that to our card front. You could use dimensionals, but I'm not going to. Add that there. I need to hold it because it's kind of a heavy layer because of the extra layers down here for the snowbanks. Add a little bit of glue to the back of the sentiment piece. Hold that down for a moment. So I'm going to take my scissors and just freehand those end pieces the best that I can. I think I'll leave it like that. I don't want to mess it up too much. All right. Then I'm going to add dimensionals. I'm going to add a few because we're putting it on glitter and I want it to stay. So that's usually way too many, but considering it's a unsteady or uneven or a surface that the glitter will brush off on, you want to make certain you have a lot for it to adhere to. And you're going to take it, just going to add that right down here at the bottom. And then there is my Technique Tuesday. And see all that shimmer and glitz. And this just makes it look like there's weeds and stuff, like what would be in a snowy field. And with the iridescent of the glitter, and you can use any type of glitter that you have, it gives it some of the sparkle and the shine, and then it gives it some of the kind of like a blue tint to it. And so you can kind of see this a bit of a blue going around the trees and things. And so these are more green, where I wanted to go pretty peacock with this. And I could have went through and added some of my for one of the last ones, I could have used some of my white ink, but I didn't think that it needed it with the shine and glitter. So there is, like this, maybe there is my Technique Tuesday using iridescent type glitter and your adhesive sheets to make a wintry scene. And so in person, it is absolutely gorgeous. On camera, it doesn't quite pick it up without the glare of the camera, the lighting, but it does. It's really pretty in person. So I hope that you will give this technique a try. So I hope you all enjoyed today's Technique Tuesday and found some inspiration in, some of the technique that I did, or, the style using glitter, just some of the, getting your crafting supplies out and using them and just seeing what you can come up with. So, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that you'll be notified of future videos. And I want to thank you for hanging out with me today. So happy stamping until next time. Bye-bye.